Hello and welcome to Deal or No Deal, the only game show where your American presidents get to try to make the deal of the century for their own country. But they won't be trying to buy beautiful, expensive mansions or luxurious race cars. Their deal is land. So which one of our first few presidents will be the first contestant on Deal or No Deal? It's Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson, it is your job to get the best deal for the Louisiana Territory. Studio audience, do you think he can do it? We have a reporter live at the scene, so let's go to her now for an update on Thomas Jefferson and the Louisiana Purchase.
Now for another 60-second history report.
Think you're a good shopper? Well, maybe not as good as Thomas Jefferson. Back in 1803, a large part of what we now call the Pacific Northwest was controlled by France, and their leader, Napoleon, needed funds to build up his navy. The solution? The Louisiana Purchase. President Jefferson spent $15 million and got 530 million acres.
Thank you so much.
He doubled the size of the U.S. for about 4 cents an acre. He then sent Lewis and Clark to survey Meriwether Lewis and William Clark. These two led an expedition to explore this new land. They might not have made it through the first winter, though, if it wasn't for the help from a French trapper named Charnoot and his wife, Sacagawea.
Hello.
Sacagawea, a member of the Shoshone tribe, kept the crew fed, served as translator, and even had a baby during the trek. She is now featured on the $1 coin. So here it is in a nutshell. Napoleon needed money. Jefferson got a steal of a deal. The country grew, we sent two, a Shoshone gal saved the day, and she earned $1 along the way.
That's the Louisiana Purchase in 60 seconds.
Thank you so much for that insightful report. Now, before we decide if it was a good deal, there's one thing worth mentioning. That is, where in the Constitution does it say a president can buy land? Is it in Article 1, Article 2, Article 3? Is it in Bill of Rights? Guess what? It's nowhere. And that's why Jefferson did have some hesitation as whether or not to buy this land. It was not a power that the president had. But, as we're going to see, he did it anyway. Did Jefferson make a good deal? The results are in. Yes! I believe he did. 4 cents an acre, very impressive. $15 million for the entire thing, very impressive. To give it some comparison, Bill Gates' home now is $125 million. That's almost 10 times the amount that Jefferson paid for the entire Louisiana Purchase. Now, once this land was purchased, Jefferson wanted to know what was on it. So he decided to hire Lewis and Clark, and Lewis and Clark then teamed up with Sacagawea, a guide, to help them explore this area of the Louisiana Purchase all the way to the Pacific Ocean. I'm sorry, Mr. Stern, I'm going to have to interrupt you. We have some breaking news from our news department. It was just reported that there's been some found footage of the voyages of Lewis and Clark. We're not quite sure how that happened since it was from the early 1800s and there were no video cameras, but that's not going to stop us from showing you. Are you sure this is the right way, Sacagawea? No, I am not going to stop and ask for directions. Thank you so much. A very interesting and insightful look into the voyages of Lewis and Clark exploring the Louisiana Territory. Actually, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea and their voyages, an excellent book is Undaunted Courage, which has a lot more factual information than you may have seen in that video. But check that out. You can see if Miss Lesney has it on her app that she pushed out to everybody. But it's a great book if you have some time, which you do. So in today's lessons, it's all about deal making and the deals that Jefferson made with Napoleon to get Louisiana, and then about exploring what he got in his deal. He sort of did a little backwards. Usually if you buy a car, you test drive it first, you check it out, and then you buy it. Jefferson sort of bought this sight unseen. so he had to explore afterwards. But all in all, it was a good deal, and a good deal for America. As always, remember, if you have any questions, email Mr. Stern, email Mr. Reef. We're here to help you out as much as possible. Keep on top of your work. We're into May already here, coming down the final stretch, but we got a lot to do yet. So just keep doing your work, keep asking questions, and keep being safe. Have a great day, everybody.